Dear Dina, my in-laws are nice people, but they cannot seem to be on time for anything. Recently, they showed up 2 hours late for dinner. They made the usual tiresome excuses, but there were no apologies. My wife gets annoyed, but she would never confront her parents for fear of upsetting them. They offend easily. I don't want to be the bad guy, but this is getting to me. How can I handle this without starting a major family feud? Signed, Be on Time in Thurmont.
Okay, so this is frustrating. One of my bugaboos is people being late. I'm always the one that shows up super early. I'd rather me wait on someone than have to have someone wait on me when it comes to showing up for appointments. And this is an appointment. Let's face it. I get that you're just gathering for dinner, but nonetheless, it's an appointment, especially when it involves food. How frustrating. If you're the one that's hosting, that's hard. So, all right. So then how do you take care of this without starting a major family feud? So this is the obvious. No one takes advantage of you without your permission, right? So one thing you can do is you can say, look, we're having dinner at 6 o'clock. You serve dinner at 6 o'clock, whether they're there or not.
Yes.
They'll probably get the hint. And if they're offended, you can say, well, we had dinner for 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And that's it. I mean, if you want to give them a grace of like up to even a half hour, I get that. Like sometimes that happens. So maybe do that. But after a half hour, no, dinner is served. Because otherwise the meal is ruined.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I would do. That's what I would try. And not that you're trying to like do passive aggressive, but I think that well, actually, it's not passive aggressive, right? You're saying this is when
setting the boundary.
Okay.
Set the boundary.
Oh, am I being bad?
Well, look, I mean, these are your wife's parents, and she's an adult. She should have no problem. Look, I have this, my parents used to be this way. Very bad. It used to annoy me as a kid. I hated it. And when dinner's at 6, dinner's at 6. Yeah. And if they're late, they're late. They can heat up the plate in the microwave. But we eat, we do, we leave, we go, and if they're not there, they're not there. And if they ask what happened, it's like, well, we have to be on time. Yeah, absolutely. And so, I'm sorry, you just have to put your foot down.
And as this goes on, I bet you it happens once, twice max, and then they're like, okay, the sun doesn't rise and set only on what we do. Yeah. There are other people
very
around.
Rude. It is inconsiderate. It's rude. It's awful.
I think that there's a level of importance there that they're
for
not
sure. Self-centeredness.
Yeah,
yes, there
is.
And
you hate to say that about your own parents, but it's like, sometimes that's what it is. Anyway, we're sorry to be very, kind of matter of fact about this because I know that you're in a pickle. Dear Dina, if you've got something that you're going through, we're here for you. You can take our advice or not, but you can ask under the features tab at key103radio.com.